So in this video, I'm going to show you what happens to me when I actually talk to somebody with a desperate energy.
Would you work? You said you would.
I work at a hotel here. Oh, wait, just one.
What up everybody, it's your boy Joseph and I'm here with another video today, and this is an important one. But before we get into this video, like this video right now because I want more likes on my videos. Whenever you talk to somebody, whenever you interact with somebody, it's very important that you keep the right energy, because every interaction is like an exchange, right? The person you're talking to transfers their energy to you, and the person you talking to, you transferring your energy to them, right? And once one of those energies is off, if you have like negative energy or if you have desperate energy, you basically they're basically absorbing your desperate energy and you sucking out their positive energy. And the minute one person notices that they're doing like they're having like an imbalance, then you kind of putting them off for the future interaction. And at that point, it doesn't really matter what you say, because the energy thing has already ruined it. I'm really surprised that I've never really covered this, because I felt this was like obvious, but it was my mistake. I made an assumption that this is like an obvious topic, but it is not. Most people don't realize it. It's just like when you have like a toxic girlfriend or you have a toxic boyfriend, right? You feel like you are supporting them, and they're just taking without giving anything back, even though you haven't physically exchanged anything. Basically, that's energy. Whenever you feel drained after interaction, it's the energy thing. You might say everything right, but you don't really realize that your energy is the wrong thing. So you might say something right and it might not get the same response, and then all of a sudden you notice, oh, what usually works don't actually works anymore, and then it's kind of frustrating and confusing at the same time. So in this video, I'm going to show you what happens to me when I actually talk to somebody with a desperate energy. Because in my case of scenario, I'm always like, I always want to put up bangers after bangers each week, right? And when I feel like I don't have enough footage at the moment for a video, then I kind of become desperate, right, for like footage. And in this instance, I was talking to a girl in the bus, and I didn't notice that she was just being polite, but she didn't want to talk to me. She was just on her phone, and I kind of like forced the conversation. But at that moment, because I was in the wrong energy, I wasn't aware of it, and this is what happened.
Change or change?
You can sit here if you want.
Like we're going out to a bar and then we're going out.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
These birds, mate, they're pretty expensive though.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know, I'm not paying. My friend's paying. It's her 21st.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I get the impression like everybody here in Sydney seems to be like well off.
Sort of.
Like the wages are pretty good here as well.
I think so. I don't know, where are you from?
Germany?
Germany.
I know I don't look it, but
Yeah, I'm shocked. Oh my gosh. Wow.
like,
Yeah, I don't know. Just, I don't know what everyone's situation is.
would you work? You said you would.
I work at a hotel here. Oh, wait, just one.
So obviously, she kind of like made the excuse like, oh, I'm on the phone. She never came back, bro. Like, it was my misdoing. So that's what I'm saying by energy, right? If you're in a party and you feel like, oh my god, I need to talk to somebody, I need to like make friends and this and that, even though your intentions are right, but your energy is wrong, right? So in this video, I'm going to cover how you can actually get your energy right. My number one way of actually getting my energy right, before I actually get to the main event, before I actually get to the important conversation, I actually have like a warm-up conversation, which is basically talking to somebody who doesn't really matter. And the person that I'm looking for is somebody desperate.
Then we can just, give them to buy.
Puppy sponsor. Will I get a puppy
Yeah.
then?
Yeah?
Will I get a puppy?
You get to meet the puppy because that puppy is eventually getting trained for blind people like this. We give them training. Yeah, so like I just register you today and it starts 28th of March. So for example, do you see this?
Hold on. Can I just check my bank account and I'll come back?
Where?
Over there. The train
Because
station.
I'm not deducting any money today, brother. It starts next month.
You know, I used to do fundraising as well.
Yeah, you do. But then, like, of course, you'll go and check. Like, that doesn't really matter. You do it later, right?
I like you. You're funny.
Thanks.
Where are you from?
India,
Where?
New Delhi.
Oh, I was there.
Yeah, where? How come?
Traveling the world.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm not gonna sign up, by the way.
Why?
I just wanted to hear your pitch.
Are you kidding? Are you a fundraiser right now as well?
I did it a couple of weeks ago.
With which company?
How do you say? Fundamental Worldwide.
Okay. So who was your recruiter? Apex?
No, Fundamental Worldwide.
Oh, Fundamental Worker. That was your recruiter only.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Okay.
pay is shit, man. Go and find a better job.
Yeah, that thing.
Not for me, but I appreciate it, man. You're doing a good job.
See you later, man. Bye.
So obviously she was trying to sell me like charity, which I was clearly not interested in. But why was I talking to her when she was desperate? It's because I kind of like put myself in a position where I say, okay, I don't need anything from you. You are desperate, so you're basically pursuing me, you know? In that way, it kind of boosts my ego a bit. The fact that I kind of like did not want her energy, but she wanted my energy, makes me feel like my energy is more valuable in a way, you know, like I kind of trick myself into thinking that my energy is more valuable, and in this way I walk with more confidence. In this way I feel more important, so the next time I talk to the next person, my energy comes off may come off as confident, you know, rather than desperate, because I know I could have gotten her to start a conversation, but I just didn't choose to. Do you get what I mean? The next thing I would say would be trolling people, like in this example.
Corona. I'm joking.
If you troll people in a fun way, non-offensive way, right, and you make yourself laugh, not only do you demonstrate that you don't care, you know, about like what, you know, like negative responses, but at the same time you put yourself in a good mood, and that will carry on for the rest of the day, you know. And so the next person you talk to, you're already in the right state of mind, you're in a good mood, so you're transferring good energy to another person. So you always want to make sure you have good energy, positive energy, or helpful energy, right? If you're in a negative state, be sure to do different things that get you in a positive state. The next thing that I would recommend is whenever I feel like self-doubt, whenever I'm about to go out and I feel like, oh my god, I might not get good footage, I just read my reflective journal. The positive things of the previous days that I've actually noted down in my reflective journal, I read through them and I'm like, yeah, you know, like I've done it in this day, I've done it there, I've done it there. I've consistently done it, so why am I doubting myself now? So basically I'm presenting myself with some evidence, you know, to actually counter my self-doubt, right? The next thing you can do is having like casual conversations with people that don't really matter, like elderly people, where you just get like a good conversation going and good feedback. Good feedback puts you again in a good mood and shows you that you can do it, you know. And in this way, you basically getting yourself from lazy energy or from unwanted energy to good energy. And the last thing, and I think the most important thing, is having a good support, right? Like friends, families, or even Discord server. In our Discord server, for example, if you're in it, you know that we are all about encouragement and support, right? And in this kind of like with this thing, it's like a kind of motivation hub, you know? Like people say, oh, today I'll go out and try to socialize, and everybody's kind of like pushing them on and actually holding that person accountable, right? If, for example, I say, oh, I'm going out to film some video and talk on socialize, right? People say, yeah, go you. 3 hours later, somebody might put in a chat, hey, how did it go? So basically they're holding you accountable. And you want something like that, because the accountability and that responsibility may push you to actually do something that is against your emotion, right? You might feel lazy, but you might consider, oh my god, people in my Discord will ask me how it went, right? So I might as well go, because if I don't go and don't socialize, I feel like a loser. Even though you might not be as successful on that day, the fact that you went out, people will respect that. So join the Discord server right now. And yeah, man, but don't miss, so the time where you don't want to socialize and don't want to go out is when you can't snap out of the negative energy that you're currently carrying yourself. Something might have, and the energy might come from different sources. Maybe you're depressed on that day, maybe something tragic happened, something that, you know, where you actually need some alone time, you know. Then I would recommend don't socialize, accept that, take some alone time, take some off, you know, because you're better off doing nothing, right, than actually going out with negative energy and getting a bad response and discouraging yourself for the next time. But again, don't mistake that with laziness or I can't be asked or with fear, right? If you feel fearful, if you feel lazy, or if you can't be asked to go out, that's when you want to go, because your body is basically telling you, look, you're feeling uncomfortable, you feel like you don't want to go. That's your chance to grow, right? And that's when you want to go and when you should go. The last clip that I'm about to show you, I'm actually talking to a shopkeeper, a Vodafone contractor, right? And a girl kind of like bumps into my conversation with him, and that's where I realized, keep in mind, before then I've already warmed up, I'm already solid, I don't have desperate energy, I'm in a good mood. And she kind of could sense it when I was talking to the guy, and she jumped into the conversation. And note how I actually connect with her, and note how I don't move at all, but she's the one that is actually approaching me.
Then hold. Ja, 12 Minuten. 12 minutes, yeah. Seit 12 minutes. Oh, she's speaking German as well. Where are you from? Although I was just in Nepal just now. I came from Nepal just 2 weeks ago.
Really?
I was in Kathmandu and Dunche, you know Dunche?
Dunche, yeah. My house is nearby Dunche.
Really?
The way to Dunche, yeah.
That's so cool.
Really?
Oh, Kamala Hestecha. Did I say it right? Himela Kostecha?
Himalaya Kostasa.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh no.
Oh.
So what, you're here on holiday or?
No, I'm sitting here.
Oh, you're studying here? Engineering or what do you study?
Engineering.
How did I know?
How?
Because everybody in Nepal studies engineering abroad.
No, it's not like that.
It's not like
Most
that.
of them study medicine.
Medicine, yeah.
Medicine here.
Damn, like that's
Me
crazy.
and two of my other friends will study engineering.
Yeah. Oh, that's impressive. But Nepal, man, I had the best time there because
Really?
Dunche.
I just came back 2 weeks ago.
I want to show you
Not
pictures.
2 weeks, 1 week ago.
Yeah, I want to show you pictures of me and Dunche. One sec.
It's really cold there.
The best place I've ever been to.
We have the same condition of our phone.
I know, right?
The screen is broken, mine too.
This is the family I was staying with in Dunche. Then here, where? Here, this is Dunche.
Guys, oh, okay.
This is here.
What do you do?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm unemployed.
No.
No, I am.
No. You have some profession, I know.
Well, I'm doing videography. I'm a YouTuber. I do that a little bit, but like I've been traveling the world for like the last 2 years.
That's so nice.
Yeah. It's like.
That's so nice.
And here, the Nepali women here, they look so natural, you know, like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Red cheeks
Yeah.
and white.
It's like in the movies, you know. No, I really enjoyed it. So how long are you staying here for?
I've been here since 1.5 years.
Okay, here's the thing. Once you have actually warmed up, once you're actually in a good mindset, once you're actually indifferent of the result, once you're in a good mindset, you become indifferent of the result, and people will sense it, right? People will sense that energy that you don't really need them, or you don't really, but you enjoy talking to them, but you don't need them. And in that way, people get into that mindset where they want you to need them, so they will do anything to actually please you and to actually have an interaction with you and to connect with you, right? And that's what I'm talking about, energy. You always want to be in a good state of mind, right? Let's sum it all up. Always be sure, if you're in a negative energy, put yourself in a good energy, because people will feed off energy each other. So you want to make sure you give them more positive energy than they give you, you know, so they will become more dependent on you. Second of all, if you're not in a good state, bring yourself in a good state by actually going into my Discord and going into our Discord and getting the support you need, trolling people in a right way. Don't be annoying, talking to people who are desperate, like elderly or people who are trying to sell you stuff, and lastly having a just normal good conversation or interaction where you get positive feedback. And this will allow you to actually have the arrogance, the cockiness, and that confidence to be okay in a conversation, to know that you're already having good energy and that you're not doing anything wrong. And in that point, when your energy is good, then everything else you say becomes good by default, right? I hope you enjoyed this. Join the Discord, like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe.